Leia asked me right now if she can do a segment, and so I'm gonna sit down in front of the camera and she's gonna ask me a series of questions. I know kind of what the topic is, so I've got to change out of my business casual outfit here into something a little bit more appropriate. Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of Conspiracy Corner by Hoshnasi, where our motto is, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not tracking your every move. Today I am sweatpants CCWing. This is my conspiracy concealed carry, Beretta 21A in 25 automatic. Always be prepared for when the helicopters start coming after you.
Is Facebook spying on you?
Hell yeah, they are.
Are they constantly listening to your mic so that they can target ads towards you? Google too?
I wouldn't be surprised.
So on Reddit.
This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Okay, so this just happened to me the other night. My friend was showing off some kitchen remodel stuff he was doing and pointed out that the previous people living there didn't use a cutting board and on the now messed up counter. So we started talking about new countertops, eventually steel ones in specific. Immediately afterwards, I was getting advertisements for steel countertops in several apps. When somebody else chimes in and says, this happened to me with Google search, I'll be talking about something I need to do, then I'll type the first or second letter into the search and it autofills exactly what I need to search.
Proof!
So in my mommy group, somebody was talking about how they went to the Gap and they bought a Body by the Gap bra. And immediately when she opened the Facebook app, it suggested an ad specifically for the Body by Gap line and had a picture of the bra she bought. And then everybody chimed in with their own stories about how they would be talking about something like having to buy a new hose with their husband, and then all of a sudden they'd open Facebook and it would suggest a hose to purchase.
Were they pimps?
No, like a garden hose.
Garden hose. Got it.
Hose.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So
obviously Facebook is listening to us all the time.
So the idea is that the microphones on your computer and your cell phone are always on, and companies like Google and Facebook are constantly streaming them.
Well, it's great that he's doing this because this really jumbles their voices.
Right. We always let the baby scream in the background of these videos because he's scrambling the microphone. You can't just turn this off anymore because it's still powered, right? They even, when it's off, it's recording. That's how crazy they are with the technology here. Every one of these phones is streaming at all times to Facebook and Google, and they have 10 times the server mainframe power as it takes just to run their website to process all of the audio data that they're getting at all times.
Zuckerberg needs to like join with the NSA because
the NSA's got nothing on Facebook and Google because of how much data they share every day, back and forth and back and forth. Think of it, every one of your little personal, your mark of the beast as I call them, locator devices, beaming data to the mothership, and they have little computer artificial intelligence like Skynet that's basically crunching on your little audio words and pulling out things like bra and hose and then showing you ads for the bras and hose.
So interestingly, in 2014, Forbes published an article about how Facebook wants to listen in on what you're doing. Facebook is rolling out a new feature for its smartphone app that can turn on users' microphones and listen to what's happening around them to identify songs playing or television being watched. The payoff for users in allowing Facebook to microphone lurk is that the social giant will be able to add a little tag to their status update that says they're watching an episode of Game of Thrones as they sound off on their happiness or despair about the rise in background sex on TV these days. The aim was to remove every last bit of friction from the way we reference bits of pop culture on the social network.
See, this is how it starts. First they want your microphones on, then they just want you to get a simple tattoo barcode across your forehead or maybe back of your neck. And then they want you to inject a device inside your body. That's the mark of the beast, guys. They're gonna put this phone inside your brain.
It's only rolling out the feature in the US, and a product PR person emphasized repeatedly that no recording is being stored, only code in parentheses. We're not recording audio or sound and sending it to Facebook or its servers, says Facebook spokesperson Momo Zhao.
Momo Zhao?
We turn the audio it hears into code that is not reversible into audio, and then we match it against a database of code.
You're meta-tagging.
If a Facebook user opts in, the feature is only activated when he or she is composing an update. When the smartphone's listening in, it can only do something, when the smartphone's listening in, something it can only do through iOS and Android apps, not through Facebook on a browser, tiny blue bars will appear to announce the mic has been activated. Facebook says the microphone will not otherwise be collecting data. When it's listening, it tells you it is matching, rather than how I might put it as eavesdropping on your entertainment of choice. Apparently the mic technology that everybody is very
So you ever heard of Amazon Alexa? The little HAL 9000 that you put in your house and it's always listening to you and listen to your family and talk about buying Tide and toilet paper. It's the same thing, coming for your family. Is this going the way you thought it was gonna go?
No. You are a terrifying tinfoil hat person.
Okay. The reality is that all of these things that have active on recording are not on all the time. Because if it was, your battery life on your phone would be a couple hours a day, or you'd constantly be charging it. And that has nothing to do with how much you play Clash of Clans or are on Facebook or whatever. And then this data that they're recording, remember, multiply this by every person with a smartphone. This data has to get from your phone to the server, okay? There's your bandwidth, there's your data. Facebook isn't gonna subsidize that money. It's not gonna pay for AT&T to send that data, so you're gonna send that data. Further, once they get it, so now you've got hit twice. Kills your battery and it's also draining your data, which it's not doing because you don't see any data loss. Then when it gets to Facebook, Facebook would have to have a server farm, I'm guessing 10 times the size of what it has now, just to handle parsing your audio into grubby little bits that they could put in a database with your name, right? Because that's really what they want to do. They want to have a relational database that has your name at the top and all your little interests tagged to when you last spoke about them. Specifically products that they can sell you. They do want to do that. Everybody wants to do that. Google wants to do that. Amazon wants to do that. America Online wants to do that. Everyone wants to do that. They want to know what you buy so they can sell it to you. The reality is the horsepower and the performance needed to be able to take a stream of data, right? This is if I was just talking to you, right? Your human brain is interpreting what you're hearing and you're turning it into information. That process is code, right? It's code in your brain. But if you wanted to turn that into a server process, it would have to take that raw stream of data and look for pieces or words that it knows, and then turn those words into actual tags, like bras and hose. I'd have to say bras and hose in audio and have it be registered by their software, so their software has to be smart enough to do it, to pick out bras and hose, and then tag that with February 15th at 8:43 p.m., Josh said bras and hose. And then that goes in, and then they try and cross-reference and tag an ad for me based off of what I said. The best example of this is The Minority Report, the movie with Tom Cruise, where he walks around and everywhere his eyes get scanned, they're showing targeted ads to him in the environment that he's in. Is that possible in the future? Sure. Is it likely that it could happen? Yes. Is it an invasion of privacy? No. Because you don't have to give these people your information. You don't have to wear glasses, have your eye bulbs looking around. You can wear blinders or do whatever in the future, but you don't even have to provide that information to these agencies. You don't have to post if you don't want to. You don't have to be signed into things and have them link back to you. The reason why you see things from Google when you start typing it in is because other users have looked for that thing, particularly in your region. If you're not logged into Google, then they can't aggregate data from you based off of your searches. If you don't want a Google account, if you don't want any of those things, don't sign in or don't be a member. That way when you search, they'll only know your IP address, which can only tie back to your ISP, not you, the human individual, as long as you're not logged in. If you're logged in, then it's a two-way handshake. They know that you are Josh, I am Josh, and I'm searching for bras and hose. Wait, what? No, I'm searching for God knows what. But that's the point. It has to be tied to you as a human being for it to get back to you. If you don't want that, don't be a member of these free services. They're free because they're mining information on you. Is it a conspiracy? No, your microphone is not on. That would be an invasion of privacy because you have a certain level of expectation of privacy, and you definitely have not signed anything to give them access to that. So that's that. Is that basically what you expected?
Cool.
Well, that's gonna do it for Conspiracy Corner. If you want me to talk about your conspiracy with my wife, send me your conspiracies down below in the comments or on Instagram. What?
But do your viewers believe that Facebook or Google or whatever is actually spying on them?
Question of the day, do you believe you're being spied on? And for what purpose? Is it to sell you a new shiny tchotchke? Or is it because they actually want to rule your life in the future and they want to give that information to the NSA and etc., etc.? And do you believe me that just by opting out of these services that they will stop recording you? Post your comments below. Let me know what you think. Because I'm just an engineer that works semi in this field and a software dude, so I know how this stuff works and how it would potentially roll out, but I'm definitely not behind anything like this, and I've certainly never seen it done, so that's my opinion. Anyway, if you have a conspiracy or you want to sound off on what I've said in this video, post below and go for it. Hit me with your best shot. Alright guys, that'll do it for today. Thanks for watching, we'll see you tomorrow.